Oh man, so today we're going to talk Metaverse and we're going to look at the technical levels for Mana, yes, Decentraland and that's Sandbox. So Bitcoin is doing all right today, not too bad. It's kind of leveling off, trying to hold its level. It's posted a higher low, which is great. And it looks like the market is starting to digest that we can figure this interest rate issue out, we can sort out the macroeconomy, and we can start to therefore recover on some of our favorite coins. But we have to be careful. We have to see a full reversal on Bitcoin before we can start getting confident on our altcoins. But one thing we can see today, and if we flick on over, you can see here, Bitcoin is obviously holding up fairly flat today, sitting at 38,259 at the time of recording, up 1%, which is great. But we're seeing the packies being legged today primarily by some Metaverse plays. And we're seeing particularly, obviously, the larger cap Metaverse plays such as Decentraland up 8.9% today and Sandbox up 5% today. So good move here on some of the altcoins. Let's take a look at some of the price points I think these guys can hit, and let's do a bit of technical analysis. So if you're going to appreciate this, guys, smash up the like button if you want to see more content on Metaverse plays. I know a lot of you guys are voting for some of these coins in our Discord, so I knew I had to make a video on this for you guys. Guys, if you don't have yourself set up on a VPN, link in the description, NordVPN, amazing VPN provider. They've been kind enough to offer this community 70% off on a 2-year subscription plus 1 month for free, guys. This is pennies. It's pennies to set up your VPN, considering the amount you could lose messing around when you're buying coins, playing around with wallets, yield farming, staking. This is definitely something you need in your toolkit if you want to be a crypto investor. Don't sky with a couple of the small amount it's going to cost you to set up a VPN. You're going to wish you did it sooner. So what are we seeing here on Mana? Well, let's start with Decentraland. What you can see is, if you remember this coin, guys, we had a massive run up here from about 74 cents all the way to highs on Decentraland of about $5.89. And you can see primarily that was led by, obviously, Facebook entering the arena, renaming themselves to Meta, and really putting a foot down in terms of the Metaverse plays. Ever since then, as Bitcoin continued to run to the downside, we saw this fall to the downside all the way down to levels down at 169. Okay, so we saw that fall down to 169, and now we're starting to get a good bounce. Money's starting to flow back into a lot of altcoins as Bitcoin starting to level off from 32 and head higher. We're seeing decent movements here to the downside. In fact, let's get out the measuring tool and let's see. I believe we're about 50%, but let's check this. From the bottom there, if you picked up Decentraland at the bottom to about where we're at now, yes, 53% move to the upside. We're now fighting for the 0.382 Fibonacci level at 2.69. If we can get above it and build some support, we definitely can rally to the 0.5 level at 3.3 and then start building onwards from here. My longer term Fibonacci target sits at the golden ratio, which is 9.13 on Decentraland. And we can talk about the fundamentals, but it's clear that these are the projects that people care about. The decentralized Metaverse plays are just starting to get some adoption, right? These plays are here to stay. Whether people like it or not, we're seeing integrations between brands and the Metaverse plays, whether it's Gucci, whether it's Chanel, whether it's these companies. They're starting to understand that with the onset of NFTs, these things can have value in the Metaverse as people start to care about their virtual avatar profile as well as their physical appearance on brands and things like that. So definitely a big movement happening here on Metaverse plays. Now, we're still here below our EMA ribbon, so I'd still consider these good buys here on some of these projects. You guys know, if you've been watching my channel on some of my other coins, I love to buy at the 200-day moving average. It's always a good entry point for me, because if you look at projects historically, they bounce really nicely off their 200-day moving averages. They turn out to be really good DCA opportunities, not financial advice, to be picking up in some of these levels. You can still see here we're bearish here on the daily. If I flip over to the 4-hourly, you'll see a more interesting view on this, because we have managed in the recent set of 4-hourly candles flip our EMA bullish, and now we're getting a good move at a slight retracement to the downside, bouncing again, created a higher high. This is a nice upward trend heading towards our Fibonacci level of 2.69. So definitely an area I want to keep an eye out, and I want to see us get to our next Fibonacci line here of 3.3 with a bit of wind behind our backs here. And if Bitcoin does well and starts to head beyond to 40 and beyond, I can definitely see a lot of enthusiasm and money starting to flow back into these solid projects. Remember, the projects which are bouncing back really nicely now, when Bitcoin is up 1% and other projects up 5-6% now, those are your clues for which ones are going to bounce back nicely when Bitcoin breaks through 40, 42, 43, etc. Okay, guys, let's also take a look at Sand, which is also another great metaverse play, and definitely one of the early adopters in the space. And one of the when people think metaverse on blockchain, they think Decentraland and Sandbox, right? And again, if you've not watched my breakdown of how to set up an altcoin portfolio, click it. I'll link it up somewhere here for you guys to watch, because you need to have all these different narratives. So yes, we talk about layer one solutions. Yes, we talk about interoperability. Yes, we talk about parachains with Polkadot. Yes, we talk about Chainlink for our data oracles, but you need some exposure to metaverse as well and play to earn. And that is why I'm trying to bring you this blend of different projects which you can consider for your portfolio. So definitely here, similar story here on Sandbox, guys. If I flip on back to the daily chart, you can see here we had a really good run up here on Sand from our zero level at about 73 cents. We ran all the way on, similarly on the Facebook news, all the way to $8.80 here on Sandbox before retracing down, trying to bounce again, and got sent back down, obviously because Bitcoin went down back to lows of 255. From the 255 level, we've again, similarly, would be about a 50% pump, but let's just check. We've had a nice pump here, 54% here move off the bottoms, off the 200-day EMA average here. This is why this proves such a nice DCA point. Still a juicy DCA entry point here on Sandbox, considering where we've come from. But this is the problem, right? People have green candle disease. They were buying all the way in this period here. Sandbox, Decentraland. Now you're getting the same coin, the same projects. If anything, they made more progress from a fundamental perspective and adoption. You're going to get as cheap as chips here. So definitely my longer term target for Sandbox remains of the golden ratio Fibonacci level of 13.76. That's an easy reach here for Sandbox. And definitely if Bitcoin can get it going and start breaking 40, 42 and really start heading back to some of the levels we know it can achieve and it's already been at, then some of these coins are really going to elastic banks. They've been so suppressed, so many cheap valuations right now, that when Bitcoin starts to level off and people think, oh, that's the bottom, there's no more fear in the market, stocks are doing well, the Nasdaq is doing well, growth stocks are doing well, money's going to flow back into these plays. And remember, these just months ago when Bitcoin was 69,000, you could not touch these coins for cheap prices. People were wishing for these types of entry points. This is where it tests your conviction. We're still bearish here on the daily chart. We're trying to build back up to try flip our EMA ribbon. If we head over to the 4-hourly, you can see here, similar to Decentraland, over the last 4-hourly candles, we've managed to flip bullish here on our EMA ribbon, retrace slightly, and now we need to post that higher high like Decentraland has. So we need to see it go above $4.09. We're currently at $3.99 right now. If we can get to $4.09, $4.10, you post yourself a higher high, which would be like so. Then you can retrace a little bit down and start working your way up to the next levels through $4.80 through to $4.86-ish here on Decentraland. But overall, just wanted to bring this attention to you guys, because these are the times when blood is on the street. We need to rotate into high conviction plays. We need to look at our portfolio. I've said this numerous times in my video. Look at your portfolio. Think about the narratives. Why I want you to go watch that video again, where I talk about the different narratives and themes you need in your portfolio, and then see where am I underweight, where am I overweight. This is a great time to reshuffle your portfolio. Make sure you only have high conviction plays, and make sure you have the allocation that you wish you had when Bitcoin was at 69,000. Think about your emotions if you're around. If you weren't around, then you want to have a fair balance of your portfolio in these different plays, because metaverses will have their turn, NFTs will have their turn, layer one blockchains will have their turn, different themes continue to go around, data oracles will have their turn, and this is how the game works. Okay, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you appreciate this blend between technical and fundamental analysis here on this channel. As always, that's what I'm committed to bringing you guys. A lot of these TA gurus here on YouTube will give you their technical analysis. They'll show you Fibonacci retracements and show you an ascending triangle and a head and shoulders pattern, but they won't tie in the macroeconomics. They won't tie in the fundamentals. They won't look at the project. They won't look at the market cap. They won't look at the tokenomics. That is what we're trying to change here on this channel. So if you appreciate that, guys, and you want to see more in-depth analysis on some of your favorite coins, consider hitting the like button, subscribing, jump into the Discord, link below, free Discord, meet like-minded people, share your favorite charts and coins and patterns, tag me in any questions, really be part of the community and immerse yourself in learning about crypto. As always, guys, if you haven't set yourself up on a VPN, head into the link in the description. You will have 70% off the 2-year plan with NordVPN, the best in class in terms of VPN. Make sure you get yourself set up. You can't risk this, guys. If you're trading crypto and you're staking, you're yield farming, you're doing all these things, playing around with your wallets, make sure you get yourself protected. It doesn't cost a lot, and you've got a wicked coupon code in OMED. So go check yourself out on NordVPN. Tell them I sent you as well, and I'll see you in the next one.